Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is Dom, aka KT2, and I'm coming back to you guys again for another video. So there are a lot of things I feel like that aren't discussed, that aren't talked about in the military, in school, in the army, in any type of organization, right? There are things you just have to learn by trial and error. One of them is leadership. As you guys can see, I am on my, if you didn't know, I'm on my first mission. I'm out here in Poland, still on my first mission, about to finish it up. Been out here for 5 weeks, and one of the most humbling things that has happened to me was tons of leadership lessons that I could have definitely done a lot better, right? So what they don't teach you in school is, you know, sometimes being a leader, you have to match your, I feel like, you know, you have to sometimes match up your personality with the solid leadership style. I don't believe that every leadership style works for everybody, and I've learned that. Some of the most profound stuff I've read, like servant leadership, does not work all the time. It can be taken as kindness, it can be taken as weakness. So that's why I feel like it has to be done by a lot of trial and error. You know, one of my biggest mistakes coming out here is coming in with a really friendly attitude with the NCOs I'm working with. As an officer, you really, sometimes you can't do that. You can't come in, you know, really friendly, because then it changes the whole team dynamic there. So I've learned a lot. I failed a lot. In terms of that. But that's, leadership is one of the things they don't really teach you in school. They don't teach you how to deal with an NCO that just doesn't like you. That just doesn't like you. As a young second lieutenant, right? As a young second lieutenant, at times, you know, people aren't going to respect me. They're not going to respect me. And it's going to come from those senior enlisted people. Those probably the occasional E6, but it's really going to come from E7s and above. And I'm not saying all of them, you know. I just encountered my first person on this mission. Came out here with 3 other NCOs, and I never, there's certain things you don't know how to deal with until you're presented with it. You think in your mind you know how to do it's really, it's not that simple sometimes. Sometimes you think in your head, you know, okay, this is how I'm going to deal with it. You know, this is what's going to happen. But a lot of the time, it's kind of like a PLF. It doesn't happen like you think about it in your head. You know, it doesn't happen. But it's trial and error, you know. You can read as many books as you want to. Like I've read 6 books in the last 4.5, 5 weeks I've been out here in Poland. You know, you can read as many books as you want to. But at times, you just gotta get out there and do it. When you get out there, actually face the consequences, the decisions, everything that you go with being a leader. That's when reality hits you, and you gotta shoot, move, and communicate. You know, you gotta adjust fire. So I say all that to say, everything's not going to be perfect, and you don't get taught everything. What you don't learn in BOLIC, Basic Officer School, BLC, Basic Leadership School, I don't know what ALC, MLC, and SLC stand for, but I know they're enlisted NCO schools, NCOE schools, I think is what they're called. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. There's definitely a lot of things. So just keep that in mind, you guys. At some point in time, everybody has to be a leader. Everybody has to be a leader. Everybody has to man up, put their big boy and big girl pants on, and lead from the front. I always try to lead from the front, but I know my perspective on leading from the front doesn't always work. I thought it worked. I really thought it worked, but it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes people take advantage of you, and that's cool, you know. Take your L's, work with them. But I think what's important is adjusting from your failures and your losses. Shout out to one of my mentors, Major Stoflet. I know I emailed him, and he talked me through a couple of things out here that I know I did wrong leadership wise. My mission went well. Packing up now, I'm gonna head home soon, but you know, leadership wise, I got some work to do. I got some work, not a ton, not a ton, you know, but definitely got some work to do. And I wanted to put that out there for everybody. You know, it's not always talked about, it's not always brought up, but be prepared to learn by trial by fire. Anyway, my name is Dom, aka KT2. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you guys can hit me up on Instagram or Snapchat. I got a business. Hopefully I'll be showing you guys sometime late October. And like always, like I like to say at the end of all my videos, don't live the same year 75, 80, 85, 90 times. Try to call it life. My name is Dom, aka KT2, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace.